That is pulled all the way. Pulled well. That's a disdainful shot. Oh my golly. Oh, I think that has sneaked through. So Boudou goes. Yes. And a lot would depend upon these two, Vanlang, who obviously can bat. He's a strong lad. And here is Ahmed moving in, who's bowled very well so far.
Yeah, quite agree with you. He's bowled well, picking up two very important wickets. Hitting some good areas, asking a lot of questions.
Yes, 2 for 23. Moves in now to bowl to Vanlang with that very interesting run up. Well, not so much the run up, but just prior to his movement in, the umpires just signal a wide umpire, Greg Brathwaite. But he does spread both legs apart like a feline of species getting ready to spring into action. There he is there now. Kind of lurking, and then he moves in. Vanlang is just onto the back foot. Little movement really, not doing too much, but trying to be as still as possible.
Yeah, the areas that he's touched has been really good, Vanlang. Early, but he seems to be seeing it.
Yes, I think he's a good player. Start and stop. Thought about the single. Just thought as that Dorne may have said, you know, maybe indicated that he wanted a single, then evaluated quickly and sent back Vanlang. Maybe in the end it was a good decision.
Yeah, good decision. It was dropped, but fielder was rushing in.
Ball pushed up to mid-wicket. So Vanlang's got to hang on there. He's yet to score. But this is a very crucial period in the match. Particularly more so for the West Indies. They've lost 4 for 122. This is really good bowling indeed, really good bowling. They're keeping everything tight. A successful over there for Farhan Ahmed, who has now bowled 7 overs, no maidens. He's picked up 2 for 24. This has been a spirited performance by the bowlers, and the run rate is just dropping. It's gone to 4.36.
Yeah, really good tight stuff there. Ahmed just touching down on some good length. What was significant in that over is that he varied the length. He turned a few went the other way, and a couple just went on with the arm.
Well, it's so, I think with match number 3, the Englishmen noticed something that probably didn't quite pick up in the first 2 matches, when the West Indies in fact played the ball much more effectively when the ball was coming on. So they played the pacers very well. There is a bit of start and stop. It was a very close call there, not picked up there by the fielder coming in at short cover. So they got a single.
Yeah, the fielder placed on a bit of pressure there and had to respond if he wanted to effect the run out. But he unfortunately couldn't. And so well run by Dorne and Van Lang.
And they will take these kinds of risks. That's what happens when you're under pressure. Off the back foot. hits the ball down to deep cover. Almost a bit of unleashing of the shackle, stranglehold of these West Indian batsmen.
Yeah, it's been slow going for them.
Bad delivery down the leg side. And swept down to the fine leg area. Is it going to go all the way? Yes, it does for 4. Badly pitched. And anyone should be able to sweep that down to backward, down to fine leg. Dorne did so very well. I think even the King of England would have done that too.
Yeah, really badly lined. It was way outside the stumps. Mind you, it's a leg spinner, so he's hoping that it would pitch and turn. But definitely any turn there was into the bat and down to the boundary.
Benison again. This time it's just tapped up to mid-wicket. Can't score. Dorne is 27. Van Lange looks on at the non-striker's end. He's on 1. He's faced 6 deliveries. Benison again. Off the back foot that can't pierce the offside field. So the over comes to an end. Some 29 overs gone. 128 for 4.
Yeah, really good releasing of the shackle there. That boundary just allowing Dorne to be able to relax a little bit more. Run rate just hovering around 4, close to 4.5. From the start that they had when Carter and Francis was going along, I think England have really done well to pull them back.
Yeah, this is a great comeback. Course spearheaded by Green and also Ahmed, who is into his 8th. Struck down to backward square. Misfield will bring up yield a single.
Great work.
I often say don't run on the misfield, but they took their chances there.
Well, that's often said. I don't know. I don't always go with that theory because if a misfield is erratic enough to yield a single or 2, go for it. So we want to be careful in defining that for youngsters. Never run on a misfield. Define that well.
Well, I think it's it depends on where the ball goes.
That's correct.
After the misfield. We've seen some instances where the fielders themselves just tap it away and encourage the batters to run.
They scamper a quick single. They get it in the end. Turned out to be comfortable with the keeper having to run across to his right, covered about 15 yards. The batsman had time to get the single. So important at this very difficult period to just rotate as much as possible.
He won that scoreboard to just keep going and keeping a sort of pace to the run rate.
Yeah, but this is a good field. There's the backward point, short extra cover and a mid-off. Long on is down there for the lofted drive. Mid-wicket is just on the drive, and the deep backward square is pushed back now for Dorne, who is a set batter. So it's a good field. It really is. Asking Dorne to do something silly, go for the big shot, but the long on is there. He's going to move from around the wicket, from over the wicket, and he's going to now bowl from round the wicket. Ahmed, 2 for 27. It's been a good bowling performance. fine leg. Ball just turned down to fine leg easily, but can't score.
Yes, on.
We've seen some really good stuff. Ahmed always seemed to be in amongst the wickets. Just has that ability to slow it up, to push one through. Very skillful in his approach.
I think he's a thoughtful cricketer too, thinking cricketer. This time he driving, ball peels off the outer edge, comes closely down to third man, will come back for the second. As Albert having to run after it. So they get to not where he desired for it to go. And it doesn't matter really. They say it's not where it comes from, but the fact that you get it, it doesn't matter.
Well, it may matter for him because I think he was looking to really pierce the offside field there. But unfortunately, he got the edge of the bat. And he picked up 2.
I like this period of the match. I love cricket like this when it is sort of gripping from the context where the bowling is on top and the batter's got to maneuver the way out of this to transcend, to get on top. And those periods are the periods that I love most. When it's cat and mouse, when one side is in the ascendancy and the other team is trying to negate that.
Well, we've seen this pair bat already in the series and put on a really good partnership, taking the game from a situation similar like this and bringing up a score of chasing. They were chasing just about 260. And so they are accustomed to this kind of approach.
Turn neatly down to the fine leg area. We'd wait to see what the umpire would signal while they come back for the second. We're not getting any signal, so my description was right. Turn neatly down to fine leg, and they got 2.
Yeah, and so this pair, I think they understand the responsibility. They understand the role that they have to play. And you can see them just looking to settle in. Partnership of 15, pretty young. But certainly once they stay there, I think they know that they can get up to a challenge in total.
Yeah, there's some things you've got to look at with young players, whether they got good heads, so to speak, on their shoulders, how well you're able to assess. And even when things are not going your way, not to panic, but still maintain composure. They'll get runs here. As that ball goes down to the third man area, we'll come back for the second as the return comes into the keeper. So there was a nick onto that.
Yeah, again, good bowling there from Albert. He had to get a wicket, but he's just drawing the batter forward. That pace that he's bowling with just seems to be causing the batter to want to come at him.
Yeah, the left arm orthodox has really bowled very well.
What I like it again is that the batter, you have to come forward because every now and again he may just slip that one through, that one that just goes in a little faster. So you want to come forward and always try to meet him out there, unlike what Dorne has just done.
Yeah, there's some times, of course, over coming to an end. 31 overs gone. When it's that short, you think that you could get onto the back foot, but sometimes the bowler just zips it through a little faster, skids off the turf. And when you think that you've got time to play, it's all rush onto you. You can get an inside edge, chop it onto the stumps, or you can miss everything and be bowled.
Yeah, and that's the danger of playing off the back foot when it's not short enough. Dorne there just a bit lucky that it's outside the line of the stump. I think had it been a little bit in, maybe 2 inches in, it may have spelled a different result. But as we normally would say, all is well that ends well.
Yes,
So he
Mammoth.
survives and pushes on.
Yeah. Very, this is a very interesting match. And ball peeling off the outer edge of the bat, goes down to third man. They're not going to come back for the second. Well, backward point rather. And this man from sweeper moving across to his left, covering about 20, 30 yards. And results in a single. Lang is 5. Dorne is 34. We're into over number 32. That is pulled all the way. Let's see what the umpire says. Yes, 6 runs. Short delivery, rocked onto the back foot. And Mohammed guilty of dropping too short.
Yeah, really quickly onto that one, Joshua Dorne. Just that hint of shortness, and he was really quickly into position and really letting everything go at it. He was never looking to keep it down.
No, this came from nowhere. We haven't had a boundary in a while. So that was a good hit. Really was.
Oh, yes, fella. Good as
This
it.
time he is driving. Gets a single just in front of square
Yes, is
on
it.
the
Yes,
offside.
Mammoth.
So those 2 last deliveries yielded runs, yielded 7. August good for the captain and for West Indies, who have pushed on to 146 now for 4.
Oh, is he? Is he? That's so good, is he?
Could it be that this is the period when the West Indies would accelerate? Still early days, I dare say.
I quite agree with you there.
Stay there, boys.
It's pretty early.
Yes, is
Maybe
he?
just leave it 10, 12 overs out, and then you make the big charge with wicket in hand.
Jersey boys.
Yes, it's so important. Assessment of the cricket game, the game of cricket is so important. You've got to know where you are, what you should be doing at particular periods in the game. Ball goes edge down to the third man area and is pulled back just inside. Will in fact come back for the second as Green is coming across and had to make coverage for about 50 yards, and they got 2.
Yeah, good. Good ticking over of the scoreboard by this pair, and they moving their partnership along. It's 28, and so there just seemed to be a little shift in the momentum from earlier as Van Lange joined Dorne. Dorne rushes up to 43, and so a good innings so far.
Yes, it's been a testing innings. It's an innings of character test, and I think he's done well so far. Ball just pushed neatly up to long on and gets a comfortable single as Benison comes off the boundary, patrolling down there. It's a boundary rider. 150 now posted. Landmark for the West Indies.
Yeah, it's a good start there. 150 after some 32 overs. We're in the 33rd over, so certainly they can push on from here.
Van Lang taking strike. Thought about the single, and they get it now, and probably will get 2. They will come back for the second one. Misfield there at backward point. Maybe taking eyes of the ball. How important it is to follow the trajectory, the line of the ball right into the hands. Never take your eyes off.
I think that was expertly played by Dorne. Just waited a bit longer. Just tried to get it past the fielder. The fielder actually had to do a bit of moving to his left to try and get to it, and didn't really move fast enough.
So he's 45, Dorne. Maybe an uncharacteristic innings. Oh, thought about the singles, got to go back. The appeal went up. Oh, he had to really dive his way back. Wasn't a single there. It was suicidal. Van Lange sent him back. And boy, he had to turn, screech the brakes on, and rush back. Just went sprawling and managed to get there.
Yeah, the dive really saving him there. Joshua Dorne.
Yeah, it was a close call.
I really will not want to get out at this stage of the innings.
Yeah, Joshua, where are you going? There wasn't a single there. Neither is one there. So that completes the over. Some 33 overs gone, and the West Indies sent into bat 152 for 4.
Yeah, really good going there by this pair. They are making the English batters work, fielders work. They have to be on ball, but what will be significant now is that they will have a small target maybe that they want to get at as a pair, and help to really structure the way forward.
Well, Batless still on. Driven well through extra cover. That's going to go to 4. Pitched up. And he drove very well. He's a strong lad, this Jonathan van Lange. And drove it sweetly through extra cover for 4.
Yeah, given the room, given the width there, and not needing an invitation there, Van Lange, he really climbed into that one nicely and placed it really well.
Yeah, it was not just the power of the shot. The timing was superb, and the placement, because there's a mid-off and extra cover, and was able to split those two fielders with surgical precision and went nicely across the turf for 4. Just had a change of glove, I reckon.
Yeah, seemed to have changed the glove. And maybe the bat also.
No, it's actually embarrassing. You can't get 10 balls without a drink.
Mohammed has been expensive. Into his second, none for 15. Dot ball.
Yes, it is.
So Australia strangled England. What a dramatic test match it was.
Well, looking at it at one stage, I really thought it was a T20 match.
Oh my golly, what a game.
You look at a test match and you have the bowlers, the English bowlers running in, and the batter backing away and cutting, backing away and pulling and going over cover. It was totally entertaining.
Turn down to fine leg. It's going to be a long chase, touch and go, pull just inside. And they will come back for the 3rd run. Good work there by Green. Just sliding and pulling it back before going over the rope. And they get 3.
Yeah, three good looking runs for them. They will be happy with that. Again, just getting that momentum going into the innings. I think this pair, they understand what is at stake, what position they're in, and they're going to really make as much use of this time together.
Here's Mohammed again. Yeah, but it was a crazy test match. everything went so fast. I mean, you hardly could breathe.
I'm on it,
For a couple of days, it went at a frenetic, breakneck pace. Too fast for comfort, too fast for test cricket. Off the back foot, glides that down to third man, runs here. They will come back for the second. The return is going to come into the keeper. Just a one bounce in. Well played, open the face of the bat Lang and cut it down to third man. Got two.
Gagging for a drink.
Yeah, but when you look at having bowled out a team like England twice in 2 days, that certainly is, I mean, a tremendous bit of bowling. Mitch Stark getting some 10 wickets in the match.
Yeah, including 7 in the first innings. And over comes to an end here. With 34 overs gone, it's 162 for 4 West Indies. So, yeah, you talk about test match cricket, really, which is conventionally 5 days. And, well, we don't expect it to go up to 5 days all the time, but certainly not just a couple of days.
Yeah. And the thing that amazes is that it's two teams that you expect to really push each other, and you expect maybe on the 4th day, late into the 5th day, or just you expect them to have that sort of competitiveness in terms of pushing each other as far as they can. But in 2 days, I mean, it's really, you wonder, and you look at the put wicket again, that tinge of green and the pace, and it was just, within the 2 days, it was really entertaining and good to look at.
Well, you're not missing any cricket here, of course. It's the drinks break now. But, yeah, but England must be chided, I think, and I'm not taking anything away from Australia. I know that they're playing this baseball cricket where the batters are positive, extremely positive, and everybody goes out there and seeks to hit their way out and beat the bowling. And don't get me wrong, I believe in playing positively. I don't believe in playing recklessly. You must be positive but not reckless. And when you get cameos, when you get 40 runs of 40 deliveries and you're dismissed, that to me is not as good as if you get 80 runs of 120 balls. The issue is that you've got to score runs. It's not necessary how flamboyant you do it. You know, Larry Gomes, many people may not be aware of it, but scored 6 centuries against the Australian attack at their best. The Max Walker, the Dennis Lilly, the Jeff Thompson. And he did it at times with nonchalance. It all depends on how passionate you are for runs. There are times he scored reasonably quickly, but we know that he was a grafter and played within his limitations. While Viv Richards and Gordon Greenidge and the others were pulverizing, he was the one that was steadying the ship. But all our English batsmen now feel that they've got to score quickly and they've got to beat the leather of the ball. No. It may work for you at times, but not all the time. So you've got to be careful about that.
Well, I think when I look at that first Ashes, what I saw was a totally different approach from them. They were really hoping to defend their wicket. The runs came just at the end as the tail enders realized that, hey, if we go to continue pushing and prodding, we may not last long. And that's when the counteracting came, and that helped them to get up to a decent total in the end. But certainly, I think they were really pushed back by some good line length, swing bowling, pace by Mitchell Stark and his entourage of bowlers.
We're back here now as Lang faces up. Dorne, rather. So, sorry, Lang, I beg your pardon. Green is pulled back into the attack. He's into his fifth. Before this, 4 overs, no maiden. Sorry, 4 overs, no maidens. Didn't capture a wicket. Yielded 6 runs, but he's been the pick of the bowlers, in my opinion, in regards to economy.
Yeah, really economical, not giving away anything, Green. Good areas, good line and length.
They go to for a single. They return to the non-striker's end. Backed up in the outfield. Well run. Good judge of the single.
Yeah.
Partnership so far with 44.
Yeah, really good movement there by Dorne. He anticipated well. So backing up Van Lang. Van Lang running to the bowler's end and really understood that the fielder there, if he has to challenge, had to turn the body in order to have a good throw.
Yeah, so they've hustled for 1. Turned out to backward square, but didn't go for the second. You just get the impression, though, that at this point there's a greater urgency. You can see that the batsmen just wanting maybe just to open up the shoulders a little bit more and find areas to score. This is, yes, this last 15, it's important for the scoring rate to jump up. Pulled well. That's a disdainful shot. Oh my golly. And it's gone all the way. That's 6 round. What an imperious shot that. Wow.
Yeah, really latching onto this one, Van Lang. You look at him, he's steady, steps across, and it's short, and it's in the arc. We know he can hit and hit well. And backing himself there and just depositing over long on.
Oh, it was an astounding shot. It was quite an amazing, incredible shot. Well struck. He's gone to 21. This time he's tugging it. Ball a little bit outside the off stump. Tugs it up to mid-wicket.
Again,
So,
Green had to be brave there.
well, he's a strong man too, isn't he?
He is.
Oh, goodness. He hits the ball thunderously hard.
Yeah, really good, strong shoulders.
Yes,
Van
good,
Lang.
good bat speed too. I'm sure that Green might be surprised that he was hit like that over the boundary line. We did say, as the over comes to an end, that you get the impression that they're now wanting to unleash and play with greater freedom. So some 35 overs gone, 15 to go. West Indies sent into bat 172 for 4.
Yeah, really good stage of the game. You've seen the run rate just incrementally inching up. It's up at 4.91 and from some 4.44. And so over the last, I would make it 6 overs, they really made some good conscious effort to up the scoring rate.
Yes. Mares will be standing up.
51 partnership between the pair. So again, it says that it has come in quick time.
Oh, so it's going to, Ahmed will continue. That's the reason why Mares was standing up. Oh, he's standing up. Off the back foot. Could see the aggressive intention there by Dorne. He's 46, just 4 short of a landmark, which would be second half century in this series. This is the 4th match. But how well Ahmed has bowled. 2 for 29 into his 9th now.
Yeah, it will be important to see him off here, not really allow him to get any further wickets here.
Yeah, he has bowled well and bowled well in the previous match too. But these two have put on a partnership of 52. Well orchestrated. Van Lange contributing 21 of those 52 runs. One amazing pullover long on for 6.
Yeah, really got the bat through that one really nicely. Has shown in previous games that he has the strength, he has the power, he has the timing
Yes.
to clear it.
I like him. Trust me, I like him.
Oh, is he?
I think he's got a lot to offer. Hits the ball down to Windies mid off as Luke Hans comes in and sends the return. It's not as bright as it was half an hour ago. Cloud, quite a great deal overhead. I'm not suggesting that rain is going to come. Ahmed again. Can't pierce the upside field there. Dorne, he's 47's got to hang on still to get that magical 50.
Yeah, just hoping that that shot there might have brought up the 50 had he gotten it past the sole man there at backward point.
Yeah, 10 yards to the left or right would have done the trick.
Yes, Mosey.
So the over comes to an end. Ahmed has bowled 9 overs. He's just got one more to go. I suspect that he's going to bowl his 10 overs. So 9 overs, no maidens. Picked up 2 for 31. It's been a good spirited bowling performance. And he has been, in fact, successful.
Yeah, again showing his worth with the ball. And again opening the bowling. Didn't start too well, but he was able to come back and really pick up 2 key wickets just to help to put a bit of pressure on the West Indian batting lineup.
You really cannot fault Alex Green. I absolutely love what I see here about him. He's got a lovely approach to the wicket, easy. There is nothing nothing rough about his entry. He's got a lovely approach to the wicket. He's got a nice turn of pace. And his control is one of the features that also captures my attention. Gets a single, just dab down in front of him on the onside. Played it with soft hand.
Yeah, he does have a really nice approach, Green. Does have some pretty strong shoulders.
Yeah, but it was also nice to see Van Lange, who is a strong hitter of the ball, playing with soft hand just in front of him and picking up the single. Green to Dorne. They get another single. Pushed up to extra cover, almost in the mold of Shea Hope. How Dorne did it. Of course, I was thinking about Hope, who's scored 18 centuries in one-day cricket. Must be among the all-time best West Indian batsmen in one-day internationals.
Yeah, certainly is ranked among the best. Not many of them have done this.
More than 6,000 runs.
To have done 18. Still relatively young in terms of his ODI career.
Yeah, bettered only by Viv Richards to get to 6,000 runs. And don't forget, you've got an illustrious band for the players that went before him, including the explosive Chris Gale, Brian Lara. He has done better than all of those in a rather quiet manner. Single out to mid wicket, and they will come back for the second run. Overthrows.
Yeah, really good, impressive running there. They had a lot of work to do. Did it really well, and that means that Joshua Dorne will pick up another half century.
Yes, well played, well played. And he has played an important, invaluable innings for his team, but has also played a captain's knock. 179 for 4. These two have now put on 58. Alex Green. You can see the approach of these two. The running between the wicket has been positive, and the batting also has been positive. So 37 overs gone, 13 remaining. 24 to Van Lange. Exactly 50 Dorne. Partnership of 58. It's 179 for 4. What sort of total do you think the West Indies might be looking for here?
Well, I certainly in a position of 179 with just about 13 overs. I would be looking at least 279, 280. Again, with the likes of Bell to come, who we've seen can hit the ball. Van Lang is there, he can hit the ball. They just may be looking to get close to 300.
Ooh, that'll be quite an asking to get there. But there are not a lot of things that Clyde John gets wrong. Maybe he's going to be right with this one.
Yeah.
Ball pushed up to long on for a simple single. They've really batted well, though. These two, they've really batted very well. It's been a good, patient, very sensible batting display by these two. They knew that it needed this kind of approach, and they've done so well.
Yeah, they really batted well. I have to give credit to Don, bringing up his 50 off some 77 deliveries, spending some 97 minutes at the crease. And that says good for his concentration and his ability to play, you know, long innings.
Well, he's still got another 12 overs to translate that half century into something bigger. Well, not necessarily 100, but he'd want to, maybe if he falls short of it, maybe fall short by 20 or 15, as the case may be, but he is now set to move to the next level. He is hitting that inside out, and that's going to go all the way to the boundary. Did it go all the way? 4 runs. Maybe a few bounces before going over the boundary line. It was pitched up and drove with the intention of hitting that over extra cover, and did so well, pierced the field, and resulted in a lovely boundary. He's gone to 54.
Yeah, good hands through the ball. Never really tried to keep it down. He always intended to have it over the top. Placed it well away from the fielder sweeping out there.
Here's Ahmed. He's into his final over. Dorne is off the back foot and looking to cut. Maybe making too much room on the onside of the ball.
Yeah, just looking to get into that position. Maybe just a little bit steeper bounce there by Ahmed.
2 for 36. He's bowled well. They will get a single to mid-wicket. I've really enjoyed the batting of these two as the over comes to an end. So Farhan Ahmed, his bowling analysis, 10 overs, and he's picked up 2 for 37, no maiden. And it's been a great performance. He bowled very well in the previous match and has done the same today. Well done.
Yeah, continues to exhibit that sort of control and really shows a good thought process, you know, in terms of how he varies his pace, the sort of movement that he gets in, he gets out, he, you know, slides one through. And so he really is someone that the English can look forward to for the future.
Yes, he's a confident player. Here's another confident player in green. Off the back foot and looking to pull, doesn't cue it very well, but gets a single out to mid-wicket. But you saw that there was the intention to get on top of that one, roll the wrist over it.
Yeah, did well. I think it was a bit slower than expected. So he had to actually delay in that position just a fraction later.
Yes, played skillfully there. This time he gets on top of that and pulls that through mid-wicket for 4. Short delivery, onto the back foot he went. And Van Lange hit that hard. Gosh, he clobbered it.
Green really couldn't believe how quickly it was dispatched. He stood there for a period just looking at Van Lange, but Van Lange really dispatching this one with some authority.
Yeah, he hits the ball criminally hard. Nobody moved. I mean, nobody moved. It was hit with such ferocity. The timing was superb. The placement was excellent. And that sped to the boundary. Such lightning pace, speed. Glorious shot. You've got to love that. I'm not referring to Alex Green, though. Off the back foot and cuts well. Should be 2 here. No, they decide against it. They will come back for the second. As there was a bit of midfield down there. Saw the opportunity. Capitalized on it. They got 2. He's got to 29. Sorry, he's got to 31. And the West Indies have pushed 192 for 4.
Yeah, good movement between this pair. Really, again, a partnership of excellence. 71 between them really took control of the game based on the situation of the quick wickets that fell in the middle, and they've done a good repair job.
They really have. Green is roughed up a bit. Pushed up to extra cover. Gets a single. I love this. I really love this. And it really doesn't matter which team is batting out there. If it were England, I would say the same thing. The fact that there was that period, that very critical period where they had to grope and grasp, you know, and to score, but they've come out of that now. Not all guns blazing, but they've read and assessed the conditions very well.
Yeah, I quite agree with you in terms of how they really put them, you know, their minds towards the job that was needed. That repair job that, you know, just not really trying to beat the cover off, but they were able to drop and run, they were able to guide, they were able to just tuck it around the corner, pick up the odd boundaries, pick up the twos. So it was a really well grafted innings.
Yeah, the run rate has now climbed back up to 5. That's what I love to see. I love to see young players play sensibly. It's important. Where you don't panic because as the over comes to an end, you don't panic Clyde, because you're in a little bit of a rut and the runs are not flowing freely. And it's something that needs to be inculcated into batsmanship in the region where our players, and I understand our psyche and our culture, you know, Calypso is around in the region, and the normal West Indian player and people, they like to get on with things, love to see things happening, so to speak. And you've got to be careful not to carry that into cricket. You've got to be positive, but you've got to also learn that the runs won't flow as regularly and as quickly as you would like. So you've got to assess, turn those boundaries into ones and twos and the dot balls into ones, and keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Yeah, the fact that Calypso is around, but I think the soca has taken over and it's a much faster.
Oh my God.
It tends to get to our players somehow. But again, what we're asking, and I think what a lot of persons are asking of the West Indies players now, is what we're seeing here. Be able to rotate the strike, push, drop the ball, push it around, especially in these middle overs, and keep a nice healthy run rate, because we know we have the soca to beat the ball.
Yeah, you've got that right. Beaten outside the off stump. Well bowled. Ralphie Albert brought back from the far end. None for 28 of 7. Yeah, there's no question as to the ability to hit sixes, to go beyond the boundary. So that's not an issue with West Indian cricketers. Hit down to backward point. They decide to stay one. They're naturally strong, you see. But if you don't have the right thought process behind that strength, it can still bring about your demise. So our coaches and our mentors got to be able to just to let our players, our youngsters know it's not always about a boundary-studded innings, but a well-orchestrated one.
Yeah. Think about in our days growing up, we played a lot of tip and run, so we were able to rotate strike.
You need to explain that, please, Clyde, for those listening in who don't understand tip and run.
Yeah, certainly. Tip and once the ball touches the bat, you got to run, so you got to know where you're putting that ball to make sure that you can complete your single.
Well, we have our producer in Richie Oliver just behind us, just in case you didn't get it right. We would have called him on and he would have done an excellent job. 196 for 4, getting close to the 200 mark.
But again, a lot of things that we did yesteryear just seem to have shaped, you know, the way we did and were able to execute certain things, especially when it comes to sport. Your parents send you to the shop and they say, don't let my spit dry. They would spit on the ground and you had to go to the shop and get back. So you had naturally sprinters coming up.
That's interesting. 197 for 4. 10 overs remaining, 40 overs gone. Yes, and I chuckled because, of course, as you said that, the late father who passed on at age 93 a few months ago, and how much I miss him. He was a wonderful man, quite frankly, and we worked hard, but never dissuaded us from playing whatever sport we wanted to play. Great father he was, and if I had the opportunity to select another father, he'll be my father again and again and again. But I remember him as a youngster. We were cutting cane back then, and sent me out for something in the village. Can't quite remember what it was. Spat on a stone in the heat of the noonday sun and said to me, don't allow that spittle to dry before you get back here. And boy, did I take off. Those were the old-fashioned commands and threats that were given to you by your parents of yesteryear, and it tested your athletic ability to get back there at rates of knot.
And so when it comes to the running between the wicket, you had no problems.
Oh no, at all. We didn't have to train on the track. We had sufficient things to get us match prepared. Lucans. Ball dropped short in and just swiveled. Joshua Dorne down to the deep square leg position, and they get a single. So Dorne has got to 60. It's been a Dorne has played an innings adorned with patience and skill. He's done pretty well. Off the back foot and tucks that one down to backward square for 4. Fine shot by Lang. It was short and waited on it and just used the tide very well. That was a lovely shot.
Yeah, really good shot. Slower delivery, but he waited and then rolling the wrist nicely, not looking to get too much power, but more about placement. And he placed it really expertly to pick up 4 runs. He knew the fielder was out there and he had to evade him, and he did it really well.
Very good. Really very good. 200 now, posted 202 for 4. Push in the infield. They've gone for 1. They're going to come back, no. Decide against it. The return comes in.
Yeah, again, good thinking cricket. The leg side fielders pretty much on the boundary. So there is the opportunity for 2s. And really nicely weighted there, but Van Lange being sent back by Dorne. I think he knew he will have to come to the danger end. And so he denied the second.
Turned up there to square leg and gets another single. Dorne. Van Lange comes in to strike. So the partnership now worth 83. Can they bring it to a milestone situation where they get 100? That'll be nice for both of them. They'll be able to boast to each other years from now when they meet. You remember we got 100 partnership at the National Stadium in Grenada?
Yeah, certainly will bring back much memories. And what is so special about the West Indies here is that you have players from different islands, so when they meet up, the Guyanese and the Barbadian meet up, they can have that sort of conversation that brings back memories in Grenada, not even in Barbados or in Guyana, but in Grenada.
Ball pushed up to mid wicket and they get a comfortable single, but this is, and that's the beauty of cricket. It's not just about scoring runs and getting wickets, as the case may be. 41 overs gone, 206 for 4, but also the sort of camaraderie and sometimes the lifelong friendship that develop between among players, between individuals, and I can attest of some of my best friends because we played cricket together and sometimes against one another, and yielded great friendship and great camaraderie over the years. And some of my best friends are individuals that I played against. I did not play against Raphael Crowley, and just trying to see whether we ever played against each other. Did we? Locally, that we're referring to, we may have played against each other. Of course, he was my senior, well respected too. Sweeping down the leg side, they go through for the single, the return from the keeper at the non-striker's end by Mayers, and they will in fact come back for a second run. So aggressive running between the wickets, that's important.
Yeah, really the intent there caused the second. just dropping, looking to sweep, but not really getting that one where he wanted it. The keeper had to do the mopping up. But certainly this pair, they have really done a fine job in terms of stitching that innings together.
Yes, they put on 88. 88 invaluable runs. It's been an almost impeccable partnership. 209 for 4. So with some 8.5 overs remaining, this is with the run rate up to 5.04. Maybe at the end they'll want to see that as up to 6, maybe.
Yeah, they certainly will want to get it up just around 6, just to put a little scoreboard pressure on the English.
Here's Albert once more. None for 32 of 8.3.
Yes. Good. Yes, Ralphie. Yes, Ralphie.
Yeah, he's bowled well, Ralphie.
Yeah, I thought so.
Not picking up a wicket today, it says that the batters have done a really good job to keep him out. Not really getting the sort of assistance that he may have gotten from that previous strip. Today being a new strip used.
Off the back foot, down to backward point. They should get 2 here. They've gone for 1, will come back for the second. The return comes in to the keeper. They get 2 comfortably. Just outside the off stump and just eased onto the back foot when Van Lange cut it nicely, bringing up his 41st run.
Yeah, what was good there is that he gave himself just that little bit of room. The fielders on the leg side just perusing the boundary, and so it tells you that Albert is going to try to keep a bit straight, but Van Lange was just able to give himself room from that shortish delivery.
Driving up to long off and gets a comfortable single is Van Lange. So the over comes to an end. Van Lange will be taking strike. 211 for 4. Partnership worth 90 with a current run rate of 5.04. And the last wicket fell with a total. Well, they've actually put on how many? We're just going to have that confirm as to the partnership. 91. It's been a very good batting performance by these two, and we'll have to wait to see what kind of target they would set for the English on the 19.
Yeah, really good going there. 212 for 4 after 42 overs, and it will be a period where the West Indies will be looking to push on from here. And the 2 batters well set. Joshua Dorne 63, Jonathan van Lange 42. If this pair continues at the wicket, they should get over 250. This one is cut to the sweeper on the cover boundary as I welcome back Rafael Crony. Rafael, the partnership of 92 really making a big difference in terms of the score and how well the game has progressed.
Yeah, West Indies would have really came back strongly with this pair, who, as you said already, added 92. This pair have been a pair that would have turned it around even in the first game.
Hands in. This one tucked around. They will go to the boundary. That's 4 runs. 4 really good looking runs for a moment there. You didn't think that he got it so much power onto it, but it was expertly placed, beating the man there and picking up 4 good looking runs. So 4 more to Joshua Dorne. He moves on, and the West Indies total moving ahead.
Yeah, good shot. Ball straight down the leg side. And he played it, you could see that he played it late and not and beat the backward square, which is on the boundary. So he didn't have time to get around, but it was real well played. Just making the point that this pair would have been a pair that turned it around in the first game. They had a partnership of 117 between these two batters, with Dorne going on to get 90 and Vanlang getting 52. So they just seem to love to bat together. And we are seeing them here turning things around. And
yeah, just getting inside of this one again, Vanlang, turning it down to fine leg. But certainly I agree with you. They seem to love to bat together. They had quite a few good partnerships in the series against Sri Lanka. Some defining moments between these two. And so I think the team recognizes the importance of them staying together in the middle.
I think what I've been also going for them is the fact that they have power. They're able to hit the ball very hard. And we are seeing that they hit a number of sixes, the power that they possess. So that's an added advantage. You know, as a batter, you are able to do that. I think that that all goes really well for you. And we have seen them, they are now partnership of now 98, so they're getting close to another 100-run partnership.
Yeah, just looking to really get the total to something where they will feel happy. As hands in. It's bowling to Dorne, who just works it around the leg again. And comfortable, really just happy with picking up the singles. They've already gotten the boundary in the over. And so he's not trying to do anything too extravagant. Just wants to make sure that the scoreboard rotates and, you know, they keep a good rate in terms of their scoring. So it will be Hans with his final delivery in over number 43. It's 220 for 4. Again, just pushing that one, the fielder coming off the boundary. They pick up a single. Vanlang moves to 45. And that will be the 100-run partnership between them. Well played, Jonathan van Lange and Joshua Dorne are really building a solid partnership and bringing West Indies into a good position.
Yeah, very good partnership. I think both players played very well. Not being afraid to play the attacking shots when the delivery comes along. Van Lange on 45 and 69 to Joshua Dorne, who also would have started very slowly, and maybe this is probably you know a pattern of how he bats even in the first game of 90. He started on the slow side, and when wicket fell around him, and then he really held the innings together, went on to get 90. Today he struggled a little bit in the beginning of his inning. Just seemingly having difficulty to probably pick up line and length, but we are seeing him now begin to progress at 69, and he certainly looked the sort of player that we would have seen in that first game that he played. So West Indies 221 for 4 at the end of the over. Really 43 overs being bowled, still 7 overs to go. Should be looking really at least 275, maybe even 300.
Yeah, they will be looking to get up to a decent total, as this one is just played back past the bowler. Albert getting his hands to it, but couldn't hold on. Van Lange, as we said, broad shoulders. He does hit the ball really hard, and so Albert just failing to hold on as he's into Dorne. And again, they look to just rotate the strike. They're not flustered in any way. They're not perturbed about getting the singles. The most important thing I've seen for them is keeping the scoreboard ticking over.
Yeah, at 6 runs over would, still 7 runs per over would mean you add another 42 to that score. And they are doing it well, as you say, picking up the singles and not trying to do anything rash.
Yes, sir, boys.
We'll want to see maybe them clearing the boundary just to put added pressure on the score. But let's see how they approach it. It's Albert in. Again, just pushing,
Good, Ralph.
rotating the strike.
Well, Albert in his last over, so I think they would just quietly want to push him out and don't take any chances. They wouldn't want to lose one of these wickets now. And I think that, they are conscious of that. So maybe just trying to play out the over Albert's last over.
Yeah, Ralphie Albert doing well. Vanlang looking to go over the top. That one just spun away from the bat. And Riffel was just alluding to wanting to see more. Vanlang had other thoughts. But luckily for him, he survives.
Yes, sir, Ralph. Come on, Ralph. Come on,
Yes. Final delivery to go in his spell, Ralphie Albert.
Yes, sir, boys.
Not picking up a wicket after picking up 3 in the previous match. So he will be hoping maybe just to bowl a magic delivery and get a wicket here. Just to put something behind his name. Van Lang really stretching to hit this one through the offside, and they will pick up another single, and that brings the end of the spell for Albert. His 10 overs going for 40. And really, in the context of what has happened, he's bowled well. He will take that 4 runs per over in a 50-over match. It says that you've done a decent job.
Yeah, he did well. Had a good spell. Obviously not as effective or penetrative as he was in the previous game. But there were a few overs in the beginning which really, where he looked really proved to be very difficult. But again, all credit go to these 2 batters, I think, who just stuck it out. And then when they get an opportunity, really take the advantage of clearing the boundary.
Well, Hans is a slower delivery. Van Lang climbs into it. Only yield 1, hitting it down to long off. Man on the boundary there at long off. Had to move in and pick up. So from that shot, it tells you that Van Lang will be interested in terms of maybe upping the scoring rate a bit.
With 6 wickets in hand, I think they probably know in a position where they could really push on. We are into the 45th over. So one expect that they will want to increase the scoring. As I said, looking really should get up to 275 or 280.
And Dorne just bringing up a single there. Ball coming off the inside edge and into the pad. So he moves on to 72. Van Lang, he's on 49. Just needs another single to get to the 50-run total, and that brings up his 50. Well played there by Jonathan van Lange. A really good, mature innings. 49, 50 actually coming from 53 deliveries at a strike rate of 94. Says that he really played well. He was never really bothered by the bowlers, hitting some 3-4s and a 6, and in his knock of 50.
Yeah, very good knock by Van Lange. It's second 50 of the tournament, and he has shown that maturity in terms of the way he plays. We're seeing he's in a spot of bother when he came in, but he did put his head down and batted very well.
And this time, Dorne strokes to the sweeper cover, who had to do some running, and picks up, rifles the return in, and certainly they will be looking to maybe put a bit of pressure on the English bowling, maybe look to find the gaps, pick up a couple more boundaries, and see how they can get, as Rafael said, closer to 270, 280. Here he is, hands wide outside the stump. This one is hit high. The bowler is dropped it. He's dropped it. He has dropped it. What should have been a regulation catch is dropped by Luke Hands. Will this come back to hurt them?
Well, I don't think he got into the right position. He was looking for the big hit. Slower delivery went high in the air, and just behind the presiding umpire there. But I don't think. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think he looked confident trying to get into position to take the catch, and it actually just slipped through his fingers. A bad miss.
Yeah, he got there. He really got there. He got there. What I mean, that should have been regulation. He seemed comfortable, but somehow the ball would have just dropped out of his hands. And I know with head up to the sky, he's feeling a bit disappointed there. As we take a look at it again, really outfoxed him, Van Lange. But he's there, he's going to get into a good position to take it. And it just pops out. Really, really disappointed there, Luke Hands. And he will hope that this does not come back to haunt the English bowlers.
So with five overs remaining, it's 231 for 4. And I think they would really want to go all out blazing for the next 5 overs, 30 deliveries. West Indies, this pair put in on 110 and really putting West Indies in a good position to push the score close to 300.
Well, Benison is in from the river end. And he will be taking up the attack, replacing the spin of Albert. Pace on. Will this mean that the scoring rate for the West Indies batters will go up even further? They're scoring at 5.14. We've seen that Van Lange is not afraid to play the shot off the faster bowlers. Mintu. Dorne goes. This one will drop short of the fielder at the mid-wicket boundary.
Yeah, short delivery, but you see taking pace off it is Mintu. And Dorne, they having to reach for it, hit it down to mid-wicket. It's just dropping in just maybe one bounce in front of the fielder. So one would expect that, you know, they would take pace off delivery, make it harder. A variation would be used coming down to these last overs.
Van Lange goes hard. Just bounces past the stump. Picking up another single. So clearly the intent is there. They want to get a total maybe closer to 280, as we said. And a lot will depend on Mintu. He has a few overs remaining. He's into his 6th over. And so certainly he will be one that will be kept on. In goes past the bat of Dorne. That one pitched up and not really bouncing as high as maybe Van Lange, Dorne anticipated. So Van Lange just coming to have a word with him, give him a bit of encouragement, maybe to say, hey, stay there, buddy, 100 for you.
Yeah, but good thinking by Mintu. I really take it piece off, and she just push it one a little wider and a bit slower. Really, the batsman having to stretch for it. Dorne.
Mintu in, Dorne onto it in a flash, and that will score. That will go over the ropes. Well hit there by Joshua Dorne. Fielder on the boundary, he really had no chance. It was really powerfully struck. 4 good-looking runs, and Joshua Dorne soldiers on.
Yeah, another short delivery. This time he was quickly into position, looking for the short ball, and hit it down to mid-wicket, wide of the mid-wicket fielder, and a backward square, which is vacant. And that ball rush across the boundary. Pushes the score on the 78. We probably want to try to get close to the 3 figures.
Mean too. Slower delivery. Really looking to outfox Dorne there. But Dorne, who has been there for some 134 minutes and has faced some 101 deliveries, is seeing it quite like the football, and so certainly that slower ball will not have caught his eyes.
Yeah, 6 fours and 1 6 in his inning at 79 with 4 overs to go. Still do have chance, maybe to get up to the three-figure mark, but really has been a tremendous inning. Joshua Dorne, the second 50 of the tournament, like Vanlang, and this pair, just past the highest partnership, now on 118. Remember, in this pair would have put on 117 in the first game that was played. So they really do seem to enjoy each other.
And they certainly enjoy batting together. As Hans, he's going to continue. He's into his 9th over. He's picked up 1 for 45. Will want to maybe come back better than he did earlier with that drop catch. He's going to be bowling to Dorne. Walks it around. Brings the strike over to Van Lange. And Van Lange, who we've seen has the ability to hit it long and far.
But this pair really seemed to be very important in the West Indies batting setup. This is a pair that would have hold it together even when things seem not to be going well at the front. And they are batting with a lot of confidence, not playing wisely, know when to play the big shot. They stuck it out at the start of the inning, but now they are in a position of strength where they could probably really look to push on for the next 4 overs.
Yeah, really good. Seems to be the think tank. He wants to get the job done. And one of them just have to go on, putting willow to leather, as Van Lange does now. This one hit a lot straighter. Unable to beat the man. A bit disappointed in himself.
Yeah, full toss and really should have done a lot more. But again, pace off. You had to know judge. And I think that he really felt that he should have done a lot more with that full toss. Only pick up a single.
Yeah, really good thinking there by Hans. Just looking to outsmart him. Here he is to Dorne. Full delivery. This one is hit high. Will the fielder get in there and take the catch? He does. Good, really good catch from the fielder, just running in from the boundary. He had quite a distance to cover, but he covered it well. So we look at it here, not really getting the sort of contact, and the hands coming off the bat. The fielder had to charge in, had to get there, and really took a good catch.
Yeah, once again, he was beaten by pace. Pace being taken off, and he played too early. And you could see that's why the hand slipped off. So he was through the shot even before the ball reached. And it went down to mid-wicket. High in the air, and the mid-wicket fielder having to run up the boundary. So it really tell you that he really didn't get hold of it.